Animals surround us everywhere, and there are still so much we don't know about these inhabitants of the globe. Most of them are usually very careful and do not risk in vain. But there are some exceptions among them, surprisingly courageous creatures that are not afraid of anything at all. These stunning animals that we have never even met give the impression of the most fearless creatures on the planet. Humans are used to thinking of a gorilla as a large, ferocious, and ruthless beast. In films, it often appears as a formidable animal with a militant roar beating its chest and ready to attack at any moment. In fact, these large, frightening-looking monkeys are very calm and peaceful creatures and spend most of their time searching for food. Among all monkeys, gorillas are the strongest. The height of an adult male can reach 2 meters in height, shoulder width up to a meter. Weight can reach from 135 to 250 kilograms. Any bodybuilder can envy their developed musculature and strength. The male's hands conceal enormous power, about 8 times more than a human's, and fangs reach 8 centimeters in length and can cause serious injuries. The formidable appearance of the male gorilla is given not only by its size, but also by the large head of a conical shape, as well as a thick, dark, almost black hair. Gorillas live in small groups, which include a male leader, several females, and their offspring. Monkeys lead a very quiet family life. They rarely even fight amongst themselves. Gorillas do not attack other species. When the enemy attacks, males take up defense and females save themselves and the cubs. At this time, the gorilla first tries to intimidate the enemy. He rushes the enemy and stops abruptly in front of him, rises from all fours to his curved short hind legs, and hits his own chest, making a loud roar and exposing large teeth. An angry male will not attack until the enemy starts to run, but in this case, he does not finish him, but only bites the runner by the leg or other part of the body. Protecting their troop, gorillas always fight to the death and do not retreat. Even dangerous predators like leopards avoid meeting with gorilla males because the outcome of such a battle is very difficult to predict. One of the most fearless animals, despite its relatively small size, is considered a honey badger. The length of the animal reaches 77 centimeters, tail 25 centimeters, weight is about 13 kilograms. Honey badgers look similar to a badger, live in Africa, and some Asian countries. These are solitary nocturnal animals. Looking at this cute creature, it's hard to imagine that this animal is capable of engaging in a fight even with a lion or leopard. In 2002, the honey badger was inscribed in the Guinness Book of Records as the most fearless animal in the world. Even the king of beasts, the lion, can envy his courage. The honey badger is a very strong animal. It may dare to attack a buffalo. Of course, in such battles it is not on the victorious side, but it does not intend to retreat. Thick skin, which is almost impossible to pierce even with the teeth of predators, protects the honey badger from the teeth of large animals, the sting of poisonous snakes, porcupine needles. Its effective defense weapons are teeth, strong forepaws, long claws that grow throughout life. These animals are fearless, fiercely fighting for their lives, attacking a stronger opponent, which is not to be envied. Hyena of the north, skunk bear, forest demon, glutton. This animal has many names. This inhabitant of the forests of the north of Eurasia, Finland, Scandinavia, and North America is not afraid to join the battle for prey with wolves or even a bear. This is a wolverine, one of the most interesting, beautiful, and relatively rare representatives of predatory animals. Ferocity, strength, lack of fear, and exorbitant appetite make the beast the most predatory animal, capable of defeating even an elk. In appearance, the wolverine is a rather funny beast that looks like a huge badger. A muscular, squat body, 40 to 45 centimeters high and 10 to 30 kilograms in weight. Thick, short legs with wide feet and long claws like a bear. Thick brown fur and a round head of small size with a small amount of wool. The wolverine walks, leaning on the whole foot, just like a bear climbs trees perfectly. Disproportionately large teeth and a jaw compression force of 900 kilograms allow the predator to attack more massive rivals. The beast is very careful, cunning, dexterous, strong, and hardy. The wolverine inspires fear even in experienced hunters. Without any hesitation, it plunders their huts and tents, devastates the traps set by them, eating the trapped animals. This beast has almost no natural enemies. Its courage brings fear to wolves and bears. Even lynxes do not dare approach these giant martens, whose glands secrete disgustingly smelling secretions. Gray predators, at the distance recognizing the pungent smell of wolverine, knowing its aggressive nature, try to avoid meeting it. When this fails, the wolves prefer to get out, leaving their prey. Surprisingly, on the one hand, wolves are afraid of wolverines, but on the other, gathering in packs, they take revenge on it. When there are many wolves, the wolverine jumps up on a tree and waits for them to leave without showing the slightest sign of concern. This beast is always self-confident. This animal with a long, flexible body, a small head with rounded ears, a long, fluffy tail, and short legs is a bit like a cat or marten. From the sharp muzzle to the tip of the tail, it is no more than a meter, weighing from 1 to 5 kilograms. This small, agile, and fast animal with thick, rough fur, which also swims well, is a mongoose. It lives in warm countries. It feeds on small rodents, birds, and frogs. It will not refuse eggs, including crocodiles. It even eats poisonous snakes. If, nevertheless, someone attacks, this animal bravely fights, trying to bite the enemy directly in the face with sharp teeth. Here is a mongoose, quietly, silently bending all over, imperceptibly approaching prey. And the prey is already near, the poisonous, dangerous cobra. The cobra hisses menacingly, raises its head, produces a hood with anger, trying to bite the animal. But the mongoose deftly dodges the snake. Thick, stiff fur stands on end. This is some kind of protection from poisonous snake bites. And the main defense of the mongoose is its dexterity, courage, and quick reaction. And most often, the mongoose wins the enemies and then eats them. Cassowaries are a genus of large flightless birds that live exclusively in the tropical forests of New Guinea, as well as in the northeastern regions of Australia. The name of this bird in translation from the Indian language means horned head. His bald blue head is protected by a bony helmet, a bony excrescence. Cassowary is inscribed in the Guinness Book of Records as the most dangerous bird on our planet. Despite the attractive appearance of this animal, if you meet it, you'd better leave immediately. This bird is considered unpredictable since it always attacks first, which, with its weight of 85 kilograms and growth under 2 meters, often leads to sad consequences. Its main feature is extreme irritability. If you disturb it, this creature can deal a mortal blow with its powerful legs. The legs of these birds are incredibly strong and have 3 fingers on which sharp claws are located. The main threat is a medium 12-centimeter claw. Cassowaries can kill in one motion with this claw. He hits in a jump with 2 legs at once. In combination with the height and weight of an adult cassowary, dagger-like claws can cause severe injuries. There are cases when a cassowary inflicted fatal blows to a person. Baboon is called an intellectual monkey. Among all African primates, they communicate with humans more than others. The main habitat is Middle and East Africa. Active and curious monkeys live in society, they don't lead a solitary life. The size of an adult reaches 75 centimeters without a tail, the length of which is almost 60 centimeters. Baboons walk on 4 legs, hold their tail at an angle to the body. Long tails, raised high up, can be seen from afar when moving the troop. Not every predator attacks the strong and smart baboons in vivo. Among them are a leopard, a hyena, a jackal, a lion, with which baboons are not afraid to engage in real battles. Male baboons line up, expose their sharp fangs at the sight of the enemy, and boldly enter into a fight with them. Due to their strength, strong teeth, courage, and solidarity, they can be very dangerous. They are not afraid of a person, they beg and steal at the first opportunity. Raids on maize or millet fields are a common occurrence in the life of baboons. As soon as the tourist season begins, troops of baboons descend from the mountains in order to raid parking lots with cars, cafes, restaurants, and places where they can get something to eat. Monkeys strolling imposingly along the city streets, gutting trash cans and stealing everything in sight. But the worst thing is that they attack people. According to doctors, the bites of these animals are very dangerous due to possible infections, which are sometimes fatal. An amazing animal lives in the rainforests and shrub savannas of Central and South America. A large, completely covered with thick fur creature with a narrow and long, like a tube muzzle with small eyes and a very small mouth. But it has huge claws, thick hair, and a long fluffy tail to the envy of all animals. This is a giant or 3-fingered anteater, a large terrestrial animal. The length of its body from the tip of its nose to the tip of its tail can reach 230 centimeters. The weight of a giant anteater reaches 40 kilograms. An unusual beast with a very strange appearance moves through its hunting grounds completely without fear. Animals look peaceful and harmless, but this is a very deceptive impression. Predators are well aware of the indomitable temper of the giant anteater and bypass it. Even natural enemies such as the jaguar or cougar rarely deal with this animal. Against predators, it has a powerful weapon, claws up to 10 centimeters long. In case of danger, the giant anteater becomes aggressive. He rarely runs away. It is easier for him to accept the battle than to flee, since he simply cannot escape. During the attack, it occupies a defensive position. It rises on its hind legs, and with its front paws, it desperately cuts the enemy with claws. In this way, he is capable of causing serious injuries to the predator. He can even squeeze and crush the enemy. This giant anteater can fight back a man and mortally wound him. Long, dark nights, this terrible howl prevents the inhabitants of the island of Tasmania from sleeping. This is how Tasmanian devils, night marsupial predators, communicate with each other. The first European settlers named this animal like that because of its black coloring, huge mouth and sharp teeth, sinister nocturnal screams, and a fierce character. At first glance, the Tasmanian devil resembles a squat dog, though the legs are flat like a bear and an elongated muzzle with long whiskers makes it look like a giant rat. The size of the marsupial devils is small. In length, they do not exceed 50 centimeters, weigh 6 to 8 kilograms, a 25 to 30 centimeter tail is kind of a pantry for fat. The animals lead a solitary lifestyle because they have a grumpy and inanimate character. At the moment of meeting with the enemy, the marsupial devil resorts to a psychological attack, the very heartbreaking scream. It sounds unpleasant, sometimes resembles a loud roar, sometimes a hoarse or piercing screech, whining and grunting. Experiencing anxiety, like skunks, they become a source of a strong and unpleasant odor. The Tasmanian devil has a large head with a huge mouth filled with sharp fangs. The power of its jaws is capable of crushing bones, spine, and even the skull of other animals in one bite. It is characterized by high gluttony and illegibility in food. It eats its prey entirely, including the skin and bones. It also eats any corpses. With excellent sense of smell, the Tasmanian devil can smell carrion at a great distance. It is particularly pleased if the meat is rotten and decayed.